Hello and welcome to All I Do Is Not Get School Meals because the government are dickheads once again. Dickhead is just like, actually, that's quite a childish word. I just think they've made an error of judgment, and I think they're going to back down upon this as public opinion changes on them, because we know, as we've said a lot, that they are only a reactionary government. I am Tom Elwes, and I'm joined today, as ever, by my co-host, Mr. Ali Woods.
How's it going, Tom? You good? Are you feeling well fed? You feeling hungry?
Am I feeling hungry?
Yeah.
Why would I be hungry?
Well, it's just the theme of the podcast this week. Are you feeling?
Am I feeling
You
full?
take that
or
so
am I-
personally. Why are you feeling hungry? You say I'm not making enough.
Yeah.
I got better views
saying
actually. I got loads of views.
Yeah, you say I'm poor. Yeah, I actually
Speaking of
turned
views,
down.
top of this podcast. We'll get to your whatever you're going to say in a minute, Tom. Top of this podcast is my video. 15 seconds of fame has 2 million views.
2 million
on Instagram Reels. 2 million views. I don't think it's that
funny. Yeah. How did it do on Twitter and TikTok?
What?
What?
Sorry?
Who?
I don't know. I don't know what those platforms are, but it's got 2 million views. So thank you everyone for watching it and sharing it and tagging your friends, and especially to the people who negatively commented. Well done, you guys.
Who's this prick?
So there was a lot of brah. This is Van Gogh or Van Gogh, which I think is fair enough.
Pretty
enough.
Accurate.
I think that's good. That's the best. And then it went down to not funny at all. Then my favorite was just comedy in quotation marks, which is cutting, and then one which was supportive but didn't feel good was perhaps gingers do deserve rights. Brutal.
I'm with that lady or man.
It was a lady. It was a black woman, and I thought, damn, like this ginger's getting shit on. Like that's a tough section of society to be in. You're a black woman. You are not getting a lot of share of voice in many things, but you're still shitting on gingers. Damn, man, tough. It's tough out here.
Tough. It's
although she was saying maybe they do deserve it, so maybe she's coming around. I don't know. But thank you to everyone who viewed that video. I've since posted other videos, but no one seems to give a shit. So,
you've Ali, twice now across 2 platforms, you have been given a one-day wonder, and it's someone at both the offices of TikTok and Instagram are really looking out for you.
Maybe it's the same person. Maybe they moved jobs.
Yeah. They just love this guy. They're like, "What? Come on, this guy!
It's this dude again! Look at his little ginger face. Get him on! Yeah.
There's a guy, Malcolm from TikTok, who just switched over. Is just really looking out for Ali Woods' best interest.
He loves it. And so thank you to my new followers on Instagram as well. If you're listening to this for the first time, thank you for joining. You're more than welcome.
L'chaim, everybody. Let's party. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move on. Now we've got past Ali's one-day wonder. I'd like you to say that.
2-day Tudor.
2-day Tudors.
2 days, 2 different videos, 2 social platforms. When there's another platform, I will get another video that will do well. I'm just waiting for that. Hopefully there's a new platform every week is what I'm hoping for. Did you see that new platform? I sent you it. Did you see what's it called? It's not Rizzler. It's called something like that.
Rizzler, yeah, that'll be it. Just the app for Roadman. Yo,
Rizzler, bruv. You got Rizzler, bruv.
Rizzler.
But there's an American. It's an American-owned response to TikTok. You heard of it?
Okay, no, I've not heard it.
You have heard of it, Tom, because I messaged you it. I messaged you and said, "Have you seen this new app?"
I have been unfortunately insanely busy with work and various different things the last 2 days, so I've literally not done anything. But
I appreciate taking pictures of your abs. Takes up a lot of time, but this is important stuff.
Ali, I cannot get the modeling jobs if I don't update my portfolio. You know this, okay? I've been through this.
You're like the dude who just keeps getting acting headshots for no work.
Yeah.
I've got a new look. I've got a new haircut, so let me get the new shots. And then I dated an actress for a couple of dates who was like that, who basically said, acting agents can be just the worst because they just sometimes just get you no work, and then you go to them and you're like, have you got anything? And they say, how about
new headshots?
We get you some new headshots. And that's
Makes
it for like
sense.
2 years. But yeah, so you've been busy. Okay, well, there's this new American-owned answer to TikTok, but apparently it's not being very well governed or policed. So it's really fascist at the moment. This is
it's weird how there's quite a lot of like always right-wing fascism and like hardcore just like, you know, negligence and sort of drug-induced children rolling around on the floor until the app becomes mainstream enough for it to get cleaned up. Does that make sense?
Cleaned up, because I think everyone wants to go. I think this is what my suspicion is. They let it become a jungle. They just let it go, and then everyone's like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And everyone joins, and they're like, "Oh yeah, stop. All right, let's
Come on, kids, no more knife brandishing. Let's leave that out."
Exactly. Yeah. No more public. What would happen if I took 3 ecstasy pills? None of that shit in my bedroom on my own.
Come back for part 2.
If I'm there, you know what I mean? Like at the start, they're like, there's someone who's about to click something. They go, hold on, let's see where this goes. It's got 3 million views. Let it roll.
Yeah, come back for part 2. Who knows? So it's going to be a magical mystery tour.
Yeah. But that could be our next one. That could be the next. I could be a 1-day clouter on there, and that would be a 3-day throuter.
A 3-day throuter of Instagram and TikTok fame. Mm-hmm. Yes. I turned down the cigarette company who messaged me. You'll be fascinated to know. They offered me some serious schmeckles to promote a vape brand, but I said no. So there you go.
20 quid and a Kit Kat. And Tom was like, he ummed and ahed, hovering over the mouth.
I thought, but I was like, no. Okay.
No.
All right, I'll leave it out.
But well done, Tom, because you could have been the face of vape.
Yeah. And just on that note, the cool taste of Golden Original.
Man, I'm breathless when I take this blueberry vape.
Yeah. Blueberry bubblegum took my breath away.
What about an arms dealer? Would you do an arms dealer if you're the face of rockets? Face of land to air missiles?
Yeah. Depends what, like, you know, would they promote the podcast on the side of the rockets? You know, things like that. That's what I would need. Like,
they're like, now
they say like, you got ADIF'd on the side of the bombs. Like,
the real fail was getting bombed on. So they say to you get back to them and be like, great, love the contract. I just want to say though, it will be a big deal for me in signing this that we do promote All I Do Is Fail. So that is a big thing of it. And they take their time, they listen to it, and they come back being like, we deal in drone strikes on Middle Eastern children, but we are not going to endorse this chaos, this terrible podcast. We do not want the people to suffer. Yeah. We may blow up much of this world, but we are not going to blow up the ears of these people, these innocent people with that stuff. Shame on you.
Terrorist networks, but you know,
we supported the Taliban, but we will not support All I Do Is Fail.
Unofficially, but we did.
But on email, okay, you can't tell anyone or we'll bomb you as well. But that's what happened. We'll be the first podcast to get drone striked.
Maybe that's what we should you get so much if you went for all the brand endorsements that no one wants, e.g. cigarette companies, porn companies, arms dealers. I'm trying to think, what are there any other companies that like fracking? We can endorse fracking.
All I Do Is Frack. The official takeover pod.
One episode only.
Drill into the big issues.
This water's not even that bad.
Exactly, It's like there's Krusty the Clown in The Simpsons, like, and cut, and it's like,
it's not even. I don't see an issue.
We're here to grease the wheels with our oil. Okay, let's go. All I do is frack. The frack pod.
The frack pod. All I will say is though that podcasts are getting out of hand for brands with now podcasts. Maybe I brought this up before, but I did notice that a lactose-free milk brand has its own podcast where they interview D-list celebrities about their lactose intolerance.
Fucking hell!
If the world didn't need a podcast, it's the lactose-free podcast.
Lactose intolerance. What are they? Do they take the picture and go 3, 2, 1? Not cheese. Hey, lactose intolerance podcast. Whee! Dairy free.
So,
Oh, that's
I think
terrible.
people just go through their experiences, with lactose and growing up
Yeah.
hard, how difficult it was
Do
with
you know what every
lactose.
episode is? So when did you find out you were lactose intolerant? Well, I realised I was farting all the time when I ate cheese, and then I felt
Yeah.
a bit sick. And they were like, "Oh, and then what happened?" Well, then, yeah, the mum took me to the doctor and said, "Yeah, you got lactose intolerance." Oh, tune in next week where we've got Joey Essex talking about his lactose,
It's like-
and that is every episode. I'm sure
Yeah.
that is every episode. What
Hey.
I want to see is the opposite, like Hot Ones, where they have to eat increasingly mature cheese.
Shots of milk and cheese.
The milk and cheese. I want that. That would be a better. I mean, you should sell them to that. That's a YouTube series there. Lactose
Yeah.
intolerance. You get fucking someone from Geordie Shore on to just eat some brie and just be like farting and like fucking burping and stuff. And then they ask them increasingly difficult questions.
Yeah.
And they're having to give them
Now
a
we're going
pint
to
of milk.
Yeah, now we're going to move on to the big kahuna, the cheesecake. It's cream and cheese and milk.
Yeah. You've got to finish this entire camembert in 60 seconds while you tell us about your relationship with your father. Go!
Yeah. Yeah. So, these are podcasts we don't need. But you know what? Look, if some big arms dealers want to endorse us, we can't 100% say we'll say no.
Oh yeah,
They've got the big bucks, They've got the big bucks. That's all I'll say.
And they're very persuasive people, I'm sure.
Can you imagine if we just did an arms deal? They like the cut of our chip, and they were like, "Yeah, guys, we're going to pull you in. You're going to be the official arms dealing podcast." You
we have to change to Shots Fired podcast.
Guys, gee, what? This is so good. Like, oh god.
Yeah, exactly. When I have a problem, I just smash through it like this single action shotgun.
Yeah.
Tom and Ali down at the range. This is great. This is what we do to all our enemies.
Yeah. Oh, there's going to be absolutely explosive comedy on this podcast with grenades.
Some C4.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, ladies and
cross that bridge when we come to it. We'll see. Look, we'll see what they offer.
What the big people offer. But now back to the British government, who do actually, we are, I think, the biggest exporter of arms. One of in the world anyway, certainly. And obviously that's endorsed by the government. And I guess we all are fine with that because we didn't vote against it. So to them, and the story of Marcus Rashford and the government. For those who don't know, Marcus Rashford is footballer for Manchester United, a very average football club, and they.
Me, off the record, for best football club in the world. Best football club in the world, lad.
Okay, the second best football club in Manchester, and they
only based on results.
Not fan passion.
Years. Not on history, not on passion. The passion, the tears, the camaraderie, the fans.
Yeah. You can't put a price on Giggsy and Scholes. You just can't.
Did you see that though? When you remember Neil Patrick Harris from How I Met Your Mother? He took some video of him at the Etihad in a Manchester City shirt with his son because he was in London doing something.
And his son.
And he's like, "Let's go, team! Go Manchester United!"
Yeah. Or like, there's a great kid in a Manchester City shirt with a Pogba on the back.
Fucking hell. You should be banned from football after that. Anyway, Manchester United, best club in the world. United. Right, I'm going to wear my top.
Anyway, so Marcus Rashford has been campaigning to get children free school meals, and the British government have said no. They've said no to the school meals. No, thank you. We're not going to do that. And that has caused a lot of uproar and sadness and discontent amongst British people. Ali, when he comes back, will have a point of view on this. Rashford has been making positive steps for change. And a lot of people are upset with the British government because although he has been making positive steps for change to get free school meals for kids, the British government have said, no, thank you. As I said at the beginning of this podcast, I feel like they may back down on this and change this, but we shall see. Depends how much Corona ramps up.
What a legend Marcus Rashford, MBE, is. He is an
Yeah.
absolute top lad. He's only 22 years old as well. How sick is that? That you would be campaigning for this when you're 22. What were you doing at 22, Tom? I can tell you, you were doing tequila shots in Ibiza. Same thing you do now, but you were doing it then, and you weren't thinking about the hungry kids of our country. Of our country. There's many reasons I like this. There's many, many reasons I like this. One, Manchester United player, best club in the world, one of the best players. Two, genuinely one of the best footballers in the world, right? If this was started by some player in the Championship, you'd be like, great cause and all that sort of stuff. But you think,
Mhm.
well, maybe you're just making a name for yourself because you've never done anything, whatever. But he's already having an impressive career at only 22 years old. So he is doing this, even though he is doing well at football. It's not like a side project. Thirdly, the the Tory MPs don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. It's so good because they they keep trying to attack him or
Mm.
sort of maybe attack's the wrong word, but sort of just
Not attack.
pound
No, attack's the wrong word.
him or make his argument invalid in some way because they're trying to say like you don't understand how the economy works. We can't do this, but they keep not remembering that one, he's super rich, has a great PR team with him, so he is doing well to just be really professional about it all.
Mm.
Two, he's lived the experience. He's literally lived this experience of being a hungry kid in Manchester whose mum struggled to feed all of them. There's, I think, four of them, him and his siblings. So he literally lived, so he knows exactly what it's like. So he has that lived in experience. It's not like a social justice warrior where you've got like Leonardo DiCaprio being like, let's say,
Guys,
environment.
save the planet.
Guys,
Save the planet.
have you seen how
Guys.
amazing these creatures are? These
Yeah.
23-year-old models.
It's actually upsetting my 23-year-old model right now.
She's
How sad the
crying.
pandas are.
She's
Yeah.
crying, and it's her
Yeah.
birthday next week. And
Yeah.
then she will be too old for me, so I will be moving on. But
Yeah.
you don't want to upset this poor, beautiful woman, girl. I mean, here she is. So, but he's literally lived the experience, so he knows exactly what he's talking about from a personal point of view. And then also, he's done the reading. He keeps coming back to them, whether it's his team or him or whoever it is. But whatever the Marcus Rashford face of this is, they've done the read. They know the research. They keep coming back to him, and it's so good. And MPs just don't know what to do because now you've just got these Tory MPs who are just tweeting him. Amazing that it's all happening on Twitter as well. It's proper like a rap beef, like a sort of like just like, but bro, you don't understand, yeah? Like he's not easy, is it? Like you can't just say that. But you've literally got this bloody MP for Staffordshire, whatever, just going, well, actually, Marcus, you'd realise if you were trying to run an economy that you can't just be giving away free money like this. And then he going, but no, you're the one who's not understanding. We're spending this, blah, 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 here, and we could be spending it here, and blah, blah, and it's not about politics. And they're just like, how the fuck are we going to take this guy down? You imagine what people are getting paid? The people getting paid to research some terrible story about him. There must be people working around the clock getting paid that big
Smear campaign.
arms dealer money. Big arms dealer money, being like, so in year 4 he spat on a girl, did he? Oh, apparently no, it was unreported, it was the wrong person. They must be making stuff up on him, bro.
Not to shit on that.
Sick brer. He's a sick guy, and he's a hero.
Not to shit on your parade, but actually, unless it's campaign time, which is part of the reasons that MPs make all these gaffes, right, and fuck up all the time, is because they don't have a PR team working for them. The Tory party like that, they don't have someone monitoring all their Twitters
Tories
and
have
Instagrams.
PRs, bruv.
No, only when it's like campaign season. But it's what, like, no one checks all their Twitters and stuff. No one checks what they put out. But it's just literally they just that's why everyone keeps fucking up. I think they should. I think they should
because it's them, bro. Because they're idiots. So
yeah, I think politicians should have a PR team. It probably stop them fucking it up all the time and tweeting ridiculous stuff. But I don't know.
Man, no, I don't want them to have a PR team because I want them to be themselves, which they are now, which is great because they are idiots being shown. The fact is, they just don't care. They just don't care. They're just like, oh, well, you shouldn't have so many kids and you're just a benefit scrounger and stuff like that. And they just simply, the process of trying to explain to them, you know, there's there's an actual child starving in this country, like not getting the food
Mm.
that and they're just like, yeah, but nah, that's not happening. It's not really properly, is it? Did you see that woman who replies? Even bruv, even Nigel Farage has come out and condemned
Yeah.
the government.
And
When
that is a man who spends his weekends making videos for his YouTube video where he goes to like premier inns that where migrants are being housed and films them. And that's literally how he spends
this
his
is the man
weekend.
who's
And
taken the
he,
moral high ground on this one and gone, well, you should really do something about this. I agree with
yeah,
this. I agree with this young black man from
yeah.
Manchester. That is how good the point he's making is, right? Did you see that someone replied to Nigel Farage? This woman replied, being like, I never went hungry as a child. I know when we were hungry, we just go scrumping. There's plenty of apples
What?
falling from the orchards.
Oh yeah, I was just go through bins. Like what the fuck? Like
Also, just the idea that everyone's got access to an orchard. There's someone like go
yeah.
to your local orchard and get some apples.
This isn't like Victorian era where you've got to go scrounging for food. Like what the fuck?
So funny.
Uh,
But he is also honestly, man. Another reason I love this is because I massively love football, but footballers get a bad rap, and often look, fair enough. And also, it's a legacy thing because football in the 80s and
yeah.
90s is a lot different to what it is now. You know,
Well,
football is
also you do. They also get a bad rap for things like what, say, for instance, Wan-Bissaka had been up to this weekend. Another Manchester United player who decided to cheat on his pregnant wife.
What?
But yeah, whatever. Yeah, no, well.
That was very funny though. I didn't know the guy had it in him. He was
Yeah.
he's such a quiet bloke. But yeah, obviously that's not good. And you do get
That's the dark side of football, which unfortunately is still there.
There was a lot of memes going around about how, because Trent Alexander-Arnold was messaging that pregnant girl on Snapchat during the World Cup, saying
right.
He needs a new daddy. Did you not hear about this 2 years ago?
No.
2 years ago, this lady messaged Trent on Snapchat, and it was coming up to Father's Day, and it's like my boyfriend's a massive Liverpool fan. I don't suppose you could give him a happy Father's Day because we're pregnant with our first kid. It would mean the world to him. And then he went back to it being like, yo, maybe your baby needs a new daddy. This is when he's like 19. He's like 19 or 20, and just basically and she's like, why are you saying this? And he's just like, I just think are you trying to send me nudes or something like that? It was amazing.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But then they were like, okay, Trent and Wan-Bissaka can switch over because then Trent can have sex with the kid's girlfriend who's pregnant.
So fucked up.
But look, that is the rap that footballers have. Also, a lot of as I said, there's a lot of legacy of football that people in their heads, especially people in their 40s, 50s, because in the decades of the 80s and the 90s, a lot of football was hooliganism. A lot of footballers, they're extremely talented, but it was win, lose, we're on the booze. The Arsenal team of Tony Adams, where they'd all get pissed at the pub Friday night and then play hungover on the Saturday, be thrown up on the pitch and stuff. That was what it is, but it's just not like that as much now. And that's what people say. Some of the charisma and the character's gone from football because it's a lot more disciplined. But these guys,
They're much more. They look like athletes as well.
You've got to be. The margins are so small.
They're massive now. Like I think footballers are generally bigger human beings, and they look like sort of like almost like marathon runners or something like that.
So lean.
They're so lean
for this. So. And what I liked at the start of the pandemic was it Hancock? It was one of those morons said how footballers should help out. Football, they're the ones who should, because they're on these big wages and they should do something. Then you have Marcus Rashford, MBE, a darling of English football. He is a good English footballer. He's not had any controversies. He's not been outspoken on any issues before. And then comes and starts this campaign to feed hungry British children. He's not even doing the whole Bob Geldof, there are kids in Africa. There are kids in Africa dying, He's literally even for the Britain for the British style, he's gone, let's just feed the ones in the UK who are going hungry. Let's just feed these good English-speaking kids. Let's feed
Yeah.
them. And the MPs have turned around and gone, we didn't mean like that.
Yeah.
That's not what we want you to do. We want you to pay out of your own wages for your local area.
Yeah.
We don't want you to
Don't
lobby us. We don't want anything
we
to
don't
do with it.
yeah. I mean, the government have shown this week, just like moving on from Rashford, but still staying on Manchester, that the government really don't want to give any money to anyone, really. I mean, if possible. I mean, Manchester, again, the mayor of Manchester sort of held the government to ransom for a few days and was like refused tier 3 lockdown. Eventually has subsided and has agreed to go into tier 3, but he didn't get the money that he wished. The government forced it upon Manchester, kind of thing. But it will be interesting now to see if other mayors of other cities, as they move up to the very highest level tier, will also fight it and try and get more money, kind of thing.
How weird is it? I never thought this country, I never thought this country worked like that. I don't think the mayors could be like,
Had any power? Yeah, I don't think mayors
I
could
thought
do
it was
shit.
all it's just so it gives another person for people to complain about. Complain about your local area, complain about the government, complain about your local area. I didn't think there was any sort of like the mayor of Manchester against the government. I didn't think it was like that at all. I didn't think you could do that. Andy Burnham, I'll take you.
Andy Burnham. Yeah, it did feel like a sort of like a film waiting to be made, didn't it? Just like Andy Burnham versus the government, like a sort of.
The North. I do feel bad for the North. To be fair,
Well, they have just been fucked. They're saying, oh no, it's nothing to do with north south divide. Whatever. We all know they're trying to save London. That's all.
No. It's not. I mean, I love the Liverpool, Manchester. What was another one?
Hull. Cracking night. Fish.
All these places.
Fish in Hull. Yeah.
My best friends are from these places, but we just simply don't have the money. That's the problem. So you're just going to have to shut up and go in your minds and shut up.
Yeah, just go scrounging, foraging if you need to. It's okay. It's
your local orchard and scrub.
Yeah, scrub.
Yeah,
I like to see them trying to tell people in London to go and scrump. They just like raid Pret a Manger's or something.
No time for that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
All of Itsu just gets absolutely set.
Yeah, this is me scrumping, Boris, you prick.
I'm with the sushi, mate. Fucking love it.
Yeah, I'm not having any of them apple shite, mate. I'll have sushi. I'll have ramen. That's it.
Marcus Rashford is genuinely a hero. He is a hero, bruv. Now, I'm just hoping there's no scandal coming out about him, about Marcus Rashford likes to toe fuck grannies or something like that. You know what they go for. It'll be that sort of, they'll just try and get, I hope because he seems a bit boring. I think he seems a bit boring. He doesn't have much chat. Like,
I think you need that. You need that.
That's good because there's a good video of him and he's being interviewed by like the Man United under 7s or something, or the under 8s or whatever, like really young school kids. And he's being so diplomatic throughout the whole thing, even though they're just like a bunch of year 4s and year 5s. Like they're like going, Marcus, what do you hate most about Manchester City? And then everyone's like, hey, and then Marcus is saying it like he's being asked at the House of Commons. He's like, well, a lot of my family are City fans, so I don't disrespect them at all, but obviously it's always good to get a win over your rivals. And they're all like waiting for him to go, they're smelly or something like that. He's just got
that's just pure like PR because they all get media training. He would have gone through a lot of media training, and it would be like just be completely diplomatic, never say you favour any side, blah blah blah.
100%. And he scored 2 goals in the last week, as well as doing that, bruv. As well as all this, man.
We're gonna be screwed if we ever get out on like proper the telly. We'll just be flying left, right, and centre, screaming about arms dealing and
yeah. And then you contrast that 22 almost
arms dealing.
These guys being like, guns, fucking get that payday, brother. Yeah, Marcus, you think you're big, right? Oh, feeding hungry kids, feed this bullets.
Yeah,
exactly. Chuck a grenade in there, bruv. Do you think it raises the bar for men in general? Do you think people, especially if God help the rest of the world, but if one day we achieve positions of influence, do you think people will be expecting us to help? help out.
No, not at all. Not at all. We'll be the last person that's expected to help out. But however, it will literally be the bottom of the list. Look,
We're like, can I do something? No.
Killed off, like there's so many people above us. Like currently, like it'll be like the presenters of like The Chase, or like, you know, just there'll be, you know, there's just so many rings.
We tried to solve.
He's a big name. There'll just be like loads of like YouTubers and stuff before us, just like really crap things before we get anywhere near that.
Do you but like, what if aliens came down? Well, who would the Earth send to chat to them? Would it be like Bradley Walsh?
All right.
How we doing today? We good? Lovely.
What?
Lovely.
Now, I think you'd send the head of the UN or something. No.
Who even is that, bro?
Is it still Ban Ki-moon? I don't know. I don't quote me on that, but I feel like it was Ban Ki-moon. Great guy, top notch. Big fan.
Say what he sounds like at all.
Yeah, legend. But head of the UN. That's who I'm going with. But we all know aliens are coming down sooner rather than later. But yeah, that's cool. Anyway, yes. So they are Manchester. He fought back. The tears of lockdown are rolling upon us. It's sort of interesting and scary, but
the tears of lockdown are rolling upon us. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, are you starting an epic book? Is this a sort of dystopian sci-fi you've got here?
That's how I'm going to start my Andy Burnham film. That's how I'm writing it at the moment. Andy versus the people.
The tears of lockdown are rolling upon us.
Yeah, Tears of Lockdown is what it's going to be called.
Tears of Lockdown.
The sequel is called Tier 2. It's going to be
in the metropolitan elite of London, and a likely source came out to campaign.
Yeah, it's going to be a political thriller, and it's just going to the cover of the film is just him with a hand up, waving some kind of.
We're the ones who supply them with the AK-47, the people's rifle. The people in Manchester get tooled up. We took on government with AK-47s, provided all I do is frack podcast.
All I do is frack. I do have to let them frack in and around the Manchester area now, but we're worth it.
The Trafford Centre is now just a big man drill.
Yeah. Yeah. You cannot drink tap water in any of Manchester, but that's fine.
It's worth it for our freedom and our money.
Yeah. And our money. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Okay, here's a real point there. It's going to be very, very interesting how people, how the government even go ahead thinking about paying off this debt. Is like, we're racking the most insane amount of debt, and how the fuck they're going to convince people, because they're going to have to up taxes. Like someone said, even if they up taxes by like 100%, would still be fucked. Like it's like
it's views though, can you? So I'll be all right. my free views.
Yeah. I've got a theory, and I have obviously been doing this in stand up, but my theory is that. So the UK basically only care about the pubs, right? So what they're going to do is they're going to go, come on, everyone, cough up, or we'll shut the pubs. That's how they get people to pay up, and then that's it. Everyone will do it. There'll be no questions asked.
Would it be like right? We'll get the rules back so that you can go to the pub with whoever for as big a group as you want, but you have to pay the taxes.
You have to pay the tax, otherwise, the tax is going up. If you don't,
no money to spend at the pub.
Tax is going again.
But then there's no money to spend at the pub then.
You're going to have some money. There's always pub money.
There's always a bit left.
People get side hustles, starting OnlyFans for your pub money. Only boys.
Yeah, no, only boys.
That's another thing, ladies and gentlemen. If you'd like to subscribe to our Patreon /OnlyBoys, please do.
Is OnlyBoys the new thing? Is that different to OnlyFans?
No, I have no idea. I just thought that would be fun.
I like it.
Well, no, there is definitely men on OnlyFans, because Tiger, the rapper, has joined OnlyFans.
Good for him.
Yeah.
What's he doing on there? Stripping?
Getting his dong out, yeah.
No, is he actually?
Yeah, no, full shaft. Yeah, full shaft.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Doing what? Just wanking himself off on it?
I don't know if he's wanking, but just sort of shaft pics and stuff.
What the hell? Well, we have to do that. Is that what the future is for us? I remember listening to music back at school.
Yeah, Rack City bitch.
Now he's just getting his Todd out on the.
Yeah, I think he worked out you can make more money getting your dong out than the music bits.
That's another song we could do. Frack City. Frack City.
Frack City bitch.
Right, okay. Wow, bloody hell. Tiger on
Don't drink the water, it's pretty shit. Rack City,
Rack City, bitch.
Yeah,
Rack City,
Rack
bitch.
City
Yeah,
bit, yeah.
I like it, man. So that's pretty worrying. But well, because that's the best bit of the pub is going down with your mates and getting absolutely binned and stuff. But this whole sort of the pubs are open, but you're only supposed to go with your housemates. It's fucking shit. No one wants to go.
Well, just zero people are adhering to it. I walked through Soho at about 6 o'clock yesterday, and there I would say nil point people were with people from the
Yeah, you
house.
turn up at the restaurant and everyone's going, "Oh my god, hey!" hugging each other, and then you go, they're like, "Are you a house?" And they're like, "Sure."
Yeah, sure. It's like when you see groups of middle-aged bald men together and they all got wedding rings on. You're like, come on.
What's your house? Yeah,
Come on. What's this dynamic that you lot live together? Like,
that's brilliant. Yeah, it's
no, obviously,
yeah,
we all live together.
yeah, we've got a flat down the road, black pal.
Yeah, we all live together. Yeah. No, it's just, it's. I don't know. I mean, the government must know it's a mockery, isn't it? Surely they must be aware that.
You know what they're going to get their money from, though, bro? This is a legit point. I read a Financial Times article about it. Yeah, it's a pretty big deal.
Right.
Britain has spent lots of money also on owning vaccines when they come out. So I think they're planning to make lots of money on exporting medical equipment across the world.
Right, interesting.
But we've spent more than any other country. That's legit.
I know.
More than any other country, we've spent to own the vaccines when they come out. So like we've paid, we've invested. So like you've got like Bill and Melinda Gates who have invested money in finding a vaccine just for just to
charity,
just to help. Like, here's some money for the research. Whereas other countries and businesses have paid, but like we'll pay for the research, but we then get to own it after.
It's going to be good. We're going to add arms dealing and sort of like bankrupting developing nations so they can get the virus.
Yeah. Selling the vaccine to like rich sheikhs in the Middle East.
Yeah. It's gonna be great when you got some like poor developing nation, coming out and being like, guys, we really need to vaccinate everyone. Be like, that's fine, but you do need to pay us.
That's fine, and there's a lovely price for that.
138 billion quid. That's it.
Yeah. Just send that to my bank details and we'll get that to the pub.
Can you invoice it?
Yeah. We force nations without alcohol to pay for our pub.
There are some gastro pubs in central London that need to be open. So come on, guys.
Close. Not the Red Lion, mate. You got to pay for it. If you want a vaccine, if you want your health, you got to pay for it, pal. Did you see just briefly? Did you see the highlights of the latest debate with Trump and Biden?
I've very, 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 very briefly, but not really. Go on, give us a tiny rundown.
Yeah, so you know what? Yeah, Trump looked good in this one. He just knows what he's doing. He just knows.
He knows how to press the buttons and stuff.
He's insanely good at it. I felt there were points I felt bad for Biden. I mean, it felt good on the coronavirus bit, because Trump really didn't know what to say. Biden had a good bit where he was like, because Trump goes, "We're learning to live with the coronavirus. We're living with the coronavirus," and then Biden was like, "We're not learning to live with it. We're learning to die with it." And I was like, nice. I've been prepped.
Their death rate and infection rate is like just nuts.
Yeah. They've had hundreds of thousands of people die. So, but then Trump was just talking about Biden earning this money. He gets lots of money. He's got loads of money. I don't know where from. He doesn't say. He doesn't just get. He's got money coming in from all these sorts of places. And it's like, what the fuck? But you're just thinking, oh, I can see why, and I can see why people would vote for that. And then Trump's also like, Biden, he wants us all to live in a basement. He wants us all to live in a basement, and he's been living in a basement. We don't want to live in basements. He's just made this. He made it like about basements.
I've had corona. I've had it.
And also, big thing. He came out without a mask. Yeah. Biden was with the mask, took it off for the debate, and Melania was wearing a mask because I think she probably was getting some retooling done on her mouth or something. But that was another thing. But he's just like, he's good, man. I think he might win again. It's a shame.
Nah, he's out. He's done.
Are you sure, bruv?
Yeah.
People
putting cards on the table right now. He's done. He's out for me.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Would you be willing to bet?
10 schmeckles.
10 schmeckles.
I'll put 10 schmeckles. He's out.
1% of the arms money.
Yeah, that's $100 million. So that's pretty big. Okay, yeah, 10 schmeckles. He's out.
We'll see. Okay, fine. 10 schmeckles, and he's going to win again.
Cool. Right, guys, this has been All I Do Is Fail. Please follow me at Tom Elwes. Ali?
At Allywoods Gigs, thank you for the new followers. If you're listening to this for the first time, thank you for listening. Appreciate it. You can donate to our Patreon, patreon.com/ADIFPod, and just give us $5 a month, and you'll get 2 episodes every week instead of 1. That's all it is, $5 a month, 2 episodes a week instead of 1. It's a bargain. So thank you very much for those who donate already. We'll see you again on Tuesday, but if not, we'll see you next Friday. Thank you very much.
Adios. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.